Hey everybody, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're gonna get into it. This tea time is dedicated to the Comeys, the Comey family. It's been what a 2025 year for them thus far. A couple months. Has it been a couple months, or maybe it's just. Yeah, it's probably about a couple months now. Maurene Comey lost her job over there in the Southern District of New York. She said that it had to do with the fact that her President Trump just doesn't like her father, James Comey. And she is 10 toes down. That is why she lost her job. And Maureen is currently suing President Trump, the Southern District of New York, because she claims they gave her no real explanation as to why she lost her job. So that happened to Maureen. And now her father, James Comey, was just yesterday indicted, okay? And now he's going to have to face his charges. And he said he's looking forward to his day in court. But still, imagine you have to deal with this. You have to go to court. You have to try to fight these charges. So that's two strikes against the Comey family, all in 2025. And if that didn't hit hard, Maureen's husband, Troy Edwards, he quit his job. After his father-in-law got indicted, he quit his job. He gave like a one-sentence resignation to say, deuces, I'm out. So the Comey family is going through it. Time will tell, because they say things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So maybe time will tell. Maybe this downfall for them right now is a setup for them to have a great comeback, but we don't know. But right now, I do know this. The Comey family is going through it. Let me share a screen so we can see what James Comey said about this indictment. So James Comey, I will not kneel before Trump. Let's duke it out in court. So he's coming out like his daughter fighting. His daughter said, y'all fired me, didn't give me no real reason. Now I'm suing everybody. So James Comey is doing the same. He said, I'm fighting back. Let's take a listen.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either. Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either. I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
You know what? I hear him. And he said, let's have a trial and keep the faith. But if he knows anything about the judicial system, you could be an innocent man and go to jail for the rest of your life. You could be a guilty person and walk free the next day. The justice system is broken, but I do wish him well. So James Comey isn't going down without a fight after the Department of Justice slapped him with federal criminal charges, which are widely seen as an act of retribution by his arch nemesis, President Trump. The former FBI director in a suit and tie posted a video message Thursday after a federal grand jury indicted him on charges of giving false statements and obstruction of congressional proceeding. He faces up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Yikes. I don't want to spend a second in nobody's prison. Let's take a listen to this.
It seems like an indictment of James Comey is imminent. Would this be the first step in accountability for pushing the hoax of Russia, along with Barack Obama involved as well?
Well, I can't tell you what's going to happen because I don't know. You have very professional people headed up by the Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and Lindsay Halligan, who's very smart, good lawyer, very good lawyer. They're going to make a determination. I'm not making that determination. I think I'd be allowed to get involved if I want, but I don't really choose to do so. I can only say that Comey's a bad person. He's a sick person. I think he's a sick guy, actually. He did terrible things at the FBI. But I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen.
So Comey made it clear he's not going to bow to the Department of Justice challenging Trump prosecutors to a courtroom battle. Comey says, let's have a trial and keep the faith. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I am innocent. He also says he and his families have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Trump, but they couldn't imagine living another way. He adds we will not live on our knees, and you should neither. As you know, Comey and Trump are like oil and water. They don't mix. Their rocky relationship began in 2016 during Trump's first administration, when the then FBI Director Comey launched an investigation into Trump over allegations Trump campaign colluded with Russia to help him win the presidential race. Trump went on to fire Comey. Yet Comey's indictment has left many scratching their heads. Federal prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia previously advised the U.S. attorney that there was sufficient evidence to bring charges. The Trump-appointed U.S. attorney agreed, but Trump went after him, and he ultimately resigned under pressure. Now, one of Trump's former defense attorneys, Lindsay Hooligan, has taken the reins in the U.S. Attorney Office. Comey has become the first FBI director to face federal criminal charges in the U.S. history. Oh, God, not in the U.S. history. This is a lot. Let me share screen again. So James Comey's son-in-law quits the Justice Department at the former FBI director's indictment. So because he worked in the same office, I want to say, as his father-in-law. So do you want to be in a hostile environment where your father-in-law is being indicted and prosecuted and you're still there? So Alexandria, Virginia, James Comey's son-in-law resigned as a federal prosecutor Thursday, minutes after the former FBI director was indicted. Troy Edwards quit his job to uphold my oath to the Constitution in the country, he wrote in a one-sentence resignation letter addressed to Lindsay Hooligan, the newly appointed acting U.S. attorney in Virginia's Eastern District. The office has charged Comey and employed Edwards. Edwards was the deputy chief of the National Security Section, a prestigious role in the U.S. Attorney's Office that covers the Pentagon and CIA headquarters, handling some of the highest profile espionage cases. He was on the team of prosecutors who convicted Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes of orchestrating a violent plot to storm the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, to keep President Trump in the White House after he lost the 2020 election. Comey was charged with lying to Congress days after Trump appeared to urge his attorney general to prosecute the former FBI director and other perceived political enemies. Hooligan had rushed to present the case to a grand jury this week before the 5-year statute of limitations expired. Oh. She brought the charges days after the resignation of her predecessor, who had not charged Comey and had faced pressure to bring charges against another Trump target, New York Attorney General Letitia James, in a mortgage fraud investigation. Comey said Thursday that he's innocent and welcomes a trial, adding he has great confidence in the federal judicial system. Edwards was watching from the front row of the courtroom gallery when his wife's father was indicted Thursday evening. His resignation comes 2 months after the Justice Department fired Comey's daughter, Maurene Comey, without explanation in July. She had been a veteran lawyer in the Southern District of New York, long considered the most elite federal prosecution office. She sued the government this month to get her job back, saying her firing was political reasons and was unconstitutional. Listen, oh, good God. This is a lot. But I don't like to really get in the nitty-gritty of politics because it brings about just such contentious conversations. And I'm not here for people to be going at war on my channel because I just think peace and happiness is the way to live our life, right? But we got to talk about things because we talk about trending topics. So I'm having this conversation. And what I'm going to say about this is that for the Comey family, you got 3 members now unemployed. The father, the patriarch of the family, being indicted and has to go through a whole trial. I wish him well in the judicial system, because like I said earlier, the judicial system, it, it needs revamping in and of itself. So now that he's finding himself in it, he's probably going to get to experience what many people that look like me experience, especially because he has an enemy that is in a high place right now, running the United States of America. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video.